guys, so we are going to hear where Lotus has seen this picture before, and this might seem a little winded of a conversation, but it is very important.
In a book, there's a British biochemist named Sheldon. He has a rather interesting theory. I saw this picture in his book.
What's this interesting theory?
Morphogenetic fields, which relies on the theory of morphic resonance.
Man, I can't deal with this. Just listening to you talk about it is giving me a headache.
It's not a difficult concept to grasp. In essence, he states that the shape of living organisms and their behavioral pattern are transmitted through a field not visible to the eye.
What part of that isn't difficult, exactly?
All right, how about this? Theory of the telepathic mechanism.
Telepathy?
Yes, telepathy. Well, perhaps not exactly telepathy, but it's close enough for a simple approximation.
Are you serious? Telepathy? Who do you think we are? Kids from the 70s? I can't believe someone would actually do serious research on something like that.
Yes, I agree. I read the book, but I can hardly say I understood it. I'm in no position to defend or condemn anything it said. It was probably just someone latching onto a statistical outlier from some study and turning it into a ridiculous theory. There's no scientific merit to any of it, I'm sure. But even so, Anyway, I saw a picture like that one in his book. Hey, what do you think this picture looks like?
What do you mean? Isn't it just like abstract or something like that? It's just black and white scribbles. There's no meaning. That's...
What about you, Junior? Does it look like anything to you?
I guess it looks like...
Okay, so... I think you and I both know that this is a dog. That is a French bulldog. Because you can see the snoot, and the head, and the ears, and the little body, back foot, front foot, front foot. So the reason why last time I played this, I clicked Funyarinpa because I had no idea what the fuck that was. And then while Lotus was like, what the fuck is that? I looked it up. It's just a random word that Junpei makes up. And this choice isn't really important, so I'm just gonna pick Funyarinpa.
Funyarinpa. See? I mean, this totally looks like one. And here, and here.
What the hell is a Funyarinpa?
What do you mean? What the hell is a Funyarinpa? You mean you don't know?
How the hell would I know?
How could you not know? That's practically Oh, say you're sorry. Apologize to the Funyarinpa. Goodness, you're such a rude woman.
Junpei, are you just screwing around? Forget it. I'm just gonna tell you. This is a dog.
No, Lotus, you go and apologize. Right now.
See? Like this.
Yeah, Frenchie.
So, now we know what it's a picture of, but I don't see how that helps us.
A TV show from Great Britain did an experiment. They took two similar pictures. Both of them were difficult to identify initially, but once you figured out the answer, you couldn't see it as anything else. These two pictures. The first was a woman wearing a hat. The other one, well, to make it easier, let's just say it was this picture of a dog. So, their experiment. First, they sent the picture to other parts of the world, outside the reach of British airwaves, to Ireland, the US, Africa, Europe, etc. Then, in each country, they gathered a number of test subjects, roughly 1,000. They were shown the two pictures and asked, what does this picture look like to you? The results weren't really interesting on their own. 9.2% of the people saw the lady in the lady picture. 3.9% saw the dog in the dog picture. Then, 2 days later, they aired a new program on their show. During the 30-minute show, they broadcast the dog picture and its solution. The audience was estimated to be 200,000 people. After the broadcast, it was a safe bet that the number of people who knew the solution to the dog picture was at least that many. After another 2 days passed, they gathered more research subjects from areas outside the reach of British TV and radio. This time, they only found a sample of roughly 850 people. Naturally, none of them had participated in the first test.
Mm-hmm.
They were, however, given the same tests and the same 2 pictures. The results were startling. 10% of the people saw the lady in the lady picture.
So it went up a
The
little
previous
bit.
test sat at a 9.2% success rate.
No.
Not much of a change statistically. The dog picture, however, produced a very different result. The percentage of people able to successfully find the dog, it went from 3.9% to 6.8%.
Oh, shit.
A very significant increase. So do you understand? Do you realize the significance of this experiment?
So, to summarize, if I'm understanding her correctly, initially the results for the dog picture were so low, 3 point whatever percent, and then as more people began to know and understand what it was, that information was sent into that morphogenetic field, allowing other people to read it telepathically through that field and know the answer.
There was no way the second group could have seen the picture. They lived far away from Britain and couldn't have seen it. But even so, it was only the success rate for the dog picture that went up.
Because the dog picture was the only one that they aired the answer to.
Why? How did that happen? What does it mean?
Oh, wait, does this have something to do with that field? Or whatever it was that you were talking about earlier? A field not visible to the eye. So, if more people know the answer, then that information will pass through the field.
And make it more common sense to people. Rather than,
Psych. I was just kidding.
What?
You shouldn't take me seriously. Well, I mean, the things I just told you about are true. They really did happen. But the results of that experiment really aren't anything to go by. They could have easily falsified them.
Well, that or new people who participated in the first experiment and then they were told the answer.
In the end, I'm sure they were just in it for the ratings. They are a TV station after all.
True.
Right. Man, I gotta admit, you had me there for a minute.
Did we? Is it true?
I thought you were serious.
Of course not. Like I told you before, I'm sure it's all just pseudoscience.
Oh, okay.
It's funny because here, her collar looks so loose, but then in that previous picture where her neck is exposed, it looks like it's like a tattoo or skin tight.
All right.
Like here.
Enough nonsense.
Yeah.
We've got the key. Let's get out of here.
Word.
A field not visible to the naked eye. Morphogenetic field.
Okay. All right, let's go. I'll go get you and you guys head to the door. Okay, roger that. Yes, it unlocked. Good job. Good, now we can get going. Come on, what are you guys standing around for? Let's get out of here. Come on, Jumpy, let's go. All right, let's go. We did it. We found it. Very good, everyone. Good job, everybody.
Ah, another hallway.
And they only get more difficult from here.
Come on, open.
It's not going to open because you rattled it, you know.
Damn it.
Look over here!
Elevators. Of course they don't work.
The power must be out here too, just like by the staircase.
That leaves this door. Well, looks like we don't have any choice.
Yeah.
Sure does.
Well then, let's open it.
All right, here I go.
Oh, so it's a kitchen.
What were you expecting?
Isn't it obvious? The exit. I was hoping this would be the way out of here.
You really think it'd be that easy?
Yeah, I know.
If we can just get through this door, we should come out on the other side of that grate we saw earlier.
But don't we need a key for that? Yeah, it looks like we need a key card. Okay. Let's figure this
Anyway,
out.
let's take a look.
Hey,
What's that?
Why are you acting like I pulled out like a dog or something from my pocket?
Oh yeah, I guess I forgot to tell you. I found this a little while ago. It's a map of the B deck.
Yes.
let me see that.
Yes, hold your horses.
What did you figure out?
This is handy.
That we all come out.
See, we came in here.
Yeah.
Now, if we go out there, then we'll be on the other side of the grate.
Mm-hmm.
How about that? She's right.
There we go. Here, you can have it back.
Thanks.
There's a card reader on the right side of the door.
And that means the key card is somewhere in here, right?
Yep.
That's
Another
most
escape
likely.
room.
All
Let's
right,
go.
We know what we need to do then. Let's get moving. First off, I say we...
Okay.
Seek a way out. Ba ba ba. Okay, let's try to make this quick. A voucher. It says appetizer 9, meat dish 10, soup A, seafood dish F. Those 9 plates look pretty expensive. They're plates for appetizers. Remember, appetizers usually come on square plates. Okay, well, excuse me, princess. So I think we need to look at this again. No? Okay. Wow, this pot looks like it's made out of silver. I bet drinking tea from this pot would be really yummy. Spending a day with June drinking tea. Could such a day ever happen for me? Oh, nothing. We don't really need hot water, so... It's a lot of notes. They got a bunch of stuff written on them, but it doesn't look like a code or anything like that. Okay. Alright, it's going. Do you think this was all part of Zero's plan? Probably. Kind of hard to believe. Oh, so we turned the stove on. Chef on board somewhere. Okay. Wonder what this drawer is. Okay. Looks like there are area under the plate opens up. No, you can't. I already checked it. It's sealed shut. Okay. We got here a pot and a frying pan. Oh, and a pressure cooker. Well, I guess we could use some of those as weapons. What kind of idiot are you? You gonna run around holding that thing while you're looking for the dead? Hey man, it was just a joke. Why so serious? Alrighty. Sink. A sink. It's still got water in it. There's a couple of plates in there, but I don't think they're gonna help us much. Whetstone. You sharpen knives on those. Key. Trash can. Nothing. Oh, better than being full of rotten food. It's true. A prep table. There are plates everywhere. This is the door we came through. It's not locked, so we could go back out, but what's the point? Okay. It's a bolt, and it's really rusty. Will this even open? We won't know until we try. Let's give it a shot. Alright, let's see if you're gonna come out. Damn, no dice. Okay. And I do kind of remember this. A lot of the number details are fuzzy, but this is probably a pantry. Here's the knife.
A rusty knife? I don't think we'll be able to use it while it's like this.
It's futile.
Futile.
Thanks.
You know, a waste. Useless. Pointless.
Oh. Any particular reason you wanted to bring that up?
Oh, no reason really. I was just thinking about futility.
Huh? Why were you thinking about futility?
Well, it has
Yeah.
something to do with the Titanic.
The Titanic?
More about the Titanic?
Yep.
Okay.
Have you ever heard the story that the sinking of the Titanic was predicted?
Well, I have. You guys have not. I don't think this is a key point. But essentially, there was a man who wrote a book about a cruise liner sinking by hitting an iceberg, and a lot of the details are very similar to the Titanic.
Oh, yeah.
And then years later, the Titanic sank.
There was a novel that had a bunch of stuff in it that described the sinking of the Titanic before it actually sank.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one. The title of the novel is Futility. It was written 14 years before the Titanic sank. But
I know. I mean, I didn't know the name of the book, but the story was the same, right? It was just like what happened on the Titanic?
yeah,
Well, I heard it was all a hoax.
a hoax.
The Titanic or the book or the both?
The stuff that matched up to the Titanic so well was actually added after it sank. Apparently, the only thing that was the same originally was that a boat ran into an iceberg and sank.
But the novel was published in 1898, 14 years before the accident.
Like I said, that was the first print of the book. 14 years later, the author heard about what happened to the Titanic.
And added it.
Chance, you know? He just went back and changed some stuff in his novel so that it matched the Titanic exactly.
Really?
I don't know.
There's no such thing as premonitions or any of that stuff.
But
Did we just crush our dreams?
that
Oh
wasn't
no.
the only book that predicted the Titanic sinking.
It wasn't?
Yep, there were 2 other similar stories written by a man named William Thomas Stead. Both of them before the accident. One in 1886 and one in 1892. Stead wrote 2 stories that had striking similarities to the Titanic disaster. In one, 2 ships collided. Many of the passengers died because there weren't enough lifeboats. In the other, a ship collided with an iceberg and sank.
I don't know. I mean, I'll give you that it seems a little weird, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't too uncommon for ships to hit icebergs back in the day, or even other ships.
True.
Right, I knew you'd say that. But what if Stead had some sort of special powers? To be more specific, what if he had the ability to do automatic writing?
Automatic writing being that when the Titanic sank, he knew the details and then sent it back through time to when he wrote the book.
Automatic writing? Wait, are you talking about when someone's possessed by a spirit and then they write a bunch of stuff without knowing what they're writing?
No.
Yeah,
What do you mean,
Yes?
That stuff's a load of bull.
but Jumpy, you said you believe in curses.
I did,
Come on, that's
didn't
totally
I?
different. Okay, let's say, hypothetically, that automatic writing isn't a total load. These guys still couldn't have predicted the sinking of the Titanic. When this Stead dude wrote his thing, nobody had died on the Titanic yet. So if automatic writing is about being possessed by dead people, who the hell possessed him so he could write that stuff?
The dead people on the Titanic.
That's not it.
What's not it?
Stead wasn't possessed by a spirit. He was doing the possessing.
What are you smoking?
William Thomas
And why won't
was
you
a
share?
passenger on the Titanic. He just wrote down what he saw with his own eyes 20 years before it happened.
Why don't we talk about this some other time, okay?
Huh? But
Come on, let's get back to it.
And next time we will get out of this kitchen. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Later.